I just want cut underneath. That's all.
Right, but you've created a problem with that before.
I have.
So I'm just saying.
I've created a problem with the undercut here.
I'm here
but
for
I'm
you.
going to a pretty good barber.
I'm here for you if you need.
Me too.
I can do it on the air.
Well, are you saving it for AJ?
I don't think I'm going to be able to save it for AJ. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get there.
Yeah.
I can't really afford that. So it might be a situation where
maybe in October he can come to Miami.
Maybe.
I doubt it.
Now, my mom also said to me, she was like, I want to cut your hair on your show. And you're doing it. She watched the AJ episode, and she was like, I want to do it. I was like, oh, well, maybe.
What we need to do is...
maybe that needs to happen.
Wait. What we need to do is a series.
Right.
And it has to be somehow AJ and your mother compete for the right to cut your hair.
Right.
All right.
Brainstorming.
It's happening. It's happening right now. And also, welcome to Bacon's my podcast.
Yeah. Welcome.
Bacon is my podcast. Bacon is my Bacon is my podcast. Bacon is my.
What's up, guys? We got a little hint for you here. A little secret. How do you help the show? We've been asked. Here's a way to help the show. Check us out over at patreon.com/baconismypod. You can get lots of extra stuff.
Yeah, like additional shows, ad-free episodes, early episodes. Shoot. Every Sunday, we record our discussions and drinks live with our patrons.
Yeah, so you can have a drink with us while we do it. You can watch us cook things. You can watch us eat things. You can just support the show. And that helps us keep putting these out. It helps us just
keep the show free.
So thank you guys so much for supporting all of you over on Patreon already. Our patrons, you guys are our lifeblood. Thank you guys so much. And if you want to help out the show and you want to jump on, and you want to be part of that BIMP squad, jump over to patreon.com/baconismypod. Hey!
Welcome to Discussions and Drinks.
Indeed.
Discussion and drinks. It's one discussion.
Yes.
But we're discussing multiple things today.
We are. And we're drinking multiple things today as well, because we started...
We have the Topo Chico.
Because you did bring in a Topo Chico hard seltzer.
Yeah.
Strawberry guava. It's delicious.
Which is, it's great for the summer.
Fantastic.
Cheers.
Yeah, definitely.
It's great for the summer. They're not a sponsor, but I will say, better than White Claw.
I agree. 100%.
Better than Truly.
Yep.
Better than all of them.
Yeah.
Because you don't get that nasty aspartame taste.
They could be a sponsor. Hit us up.
Topo Chico.
Topo Chico, this is your opportunity right now to sponsor an episode of Bacon is My Podcast, Drinks and Discussions,
Chico.
Or Discussions and Drinks, however you want to say it. But yeah, you have an opportunity. Hit us up. Let us know. We'll be happy to let you do it.
Yeah.
Right? Our other thing that we will be sampling today is a little
Teeling Whiskey.
Teeling small batch Irish whiskey. This is a gift from our buddy. It's a Christmas gift from our buddy DJ Pearlman, of the band Revel 9, and also of the Top 20.
Yeah.
One of our sister shows
here on the StrangerhoodTV.com.
Indeed. So we'll pop that.
He's also a former guest too.
Yeah,
former guest.
Winner too, BIMP Award winner.
Yeah, that's right. He did win a BIMP, huh?
Yeah. He was very proud. He's very proud.
We let that get to his head.
Yeah. Well, he's one
BIMP Award presenter as well.
He's one of those. If you are watching on Strangerhood TV, you may notice this beautiful shirt that Mike is wearing.
Yes.
Right now. And if you go to the overlays.
Yep. Sorry. I'm new here. We never had to change these before.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, we are here. We are supporting, and we are proud, always proud, to support Pride Month. Here we are. A portion of the proceeds from this lovely "Love Is My Bacon"
soft style
Bacon
T-shirt.
Is My Podcast shirt will be going to benefit Outright International. Outright International is a leading international human rights organization dedicated to improving the lives of LGBTQ plus people who experience discrimination or abuse on the basis of their sexual orientation, gender identity, or expression. Always proud to support and be allies. So head over to bakersbypodcast.com, check it out, see if you're into it, and thank you for your support, and we do appreciate you.
Yeah. So yeah, today, well, we have to discuss something because you and I have not discussed it yet. Mm-hmm. And we're going to try and keep it as spoiler-free as possible.
Oh, we have to be spoiler-free.
But
so we just have to convey excitement.
Yes. We're going to talk a little bit about, well, first, you see over here, if you're watching on Strangerhood TV, I got my Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse popcorn bucket.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
I was going to get one, but I was by myself in the theater, so I did not do that.
Well, if you did, they would allow you to get it refilled for free.
Yes, but I was by myself in the theater, so
Oh, you couldn't send somebody, go get this refilled.
Right. Nor could I eat 2 of those full of popcorn.
Right, but you could do one.
I could definitely do one.
Yeah.
But
well, on one side, I've got Miles. On the other side, we got Spider-Gwen. Pretty sweet. So, movie, what'd you think?
Oh, man, I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. Now, did you... I don't remember if we talked about it. I think we did maybe briefly. Like, you also loved the first one, right?
I did. I did love the first one.
Yeah, I did as well. I thought that... what was that? Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
Right? I thought that was... like one of the best Spider-Man movies.
It was really,
ever.
It was really, really well done.
Yeah.
I know that there's all sorts of stuff like naysayers about like, oh well, you're just retelling the same story with a different character.
Well, that's what movies do.
Like, well,
that's what movies do.
Like, follow comics, buddy.
Right.
Like,
well, follow comics, follow movies.
Right.
Okay. You have an antagonist and a protagonist. The protagonist has to find themselves in some way, find their inner hero, and overcome the odds.
Right. What I like
it's
about
over and over, man.
Could someone say, well, the Miles Morales thing is, the story was rushed in the beginning, the first movie.
Okay.
It was not. I don't think so.
I disagree.
In fact, I think that pulling that all into the whole story made it its own story.
Yeah. Now, I just learned something that they did for that movie that I did not know that they did. So they shot that movie. Everything they shot of Miles was in 12 frames per second.
Okay.
Right? So for those of you that understand, like, movies are shot in everything from like 60 frames a second to like 120
right.
to like sporting events or higher frames per second. And all that means is that in a single frame, you actually have a bunch of choices of pictures in there to kind of like choose from. So when you go into edit, you can go deeply into a movie and just find one frame and find the image that you want.
Yeah.
Right? So a movie will look more slick,
right?
More produced, smoother, especially with animation. Yep. It'll be smoother. Video games are the same way. Like if you get a game that's running at 60 frames per second, it's going to look really, really smooth. Your water effects are going to shine like water. It's just going to have more of a realism to it, or at least more of a texturally smooth.
Right.
Is I guess the word I keep saying. But so they purposely shot Miles in 12 frames a second, so he looked more janky.
Yeah,
and kind of like his movements were more jagged and slower and than the other characters. And then throughout the movie, they changed it over to a higher frames per second to show his growth and getting more comfortable in the moves he's doing as a hero and everything. They did that so subconsciously when you're watching the movie, there's that kind of effect happening.
That's insanely smart and
right?
insanely cool.
And it's not even something, it's just something you don't notice it, but it adds to your kind of like experience watching the movie.
Sure.
And in the new one, there is a character that they shot at an even lower frames per second, right? Mm-hmm. And I'll just tell you that it was the character that was very janky and flashed in and out a lot. And it's a very important character to the movie. Who purposely was shot that way also just to show kind of their that character's I guess anti-authority way of being.
Right.
Right?
Kid's an anarchist.
Right. And it is so noticeable, like
at the very beginning. It's just like, how am I watching this? And then
right. And after you hear that too, like after I learned that after watching the movie, and then I saw scenes from it again, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn it, that is so smart. That is so cool. Wow. What a cool way to do it. And you have different characters shot in different in different ways to make them appear smoother and less and to add to that character's personality.
Yeah.
And I thought, what a cool way to do that in an animation style.
Yeah.
I know that some people have a problem with the animation for the movie. Like they're like, oh, I'm gonna get seizures watching it, and I get that. I totally get that. But I love the animation style.
I was gonna say the way that they are able to take, and I think it's super cool that they take one character's style of animation, and then you bring these other characters in, and they are living in this world.
Yep.
So. They're still their animation, but they're living in this whole other world that's a different animation.
Yeah.
And I find that to be... I mean, yeah, it does make you a little bit... Like, initially when you watch it, you're like, something's uncomfortable about this. I feel weird. What is happening? But on the overall, I think it's just visually so smart and so cool. And it's something that people are not doing.
Color choices for the different places that they visit.
Yeah.
Like Spider-Gwen's Spider-Verse.
And
color scheme.
When things get tense, they change. Yep. And when they cool down, and like as the story progresses in her world, the colors change.
Yes.
And the detail in the drawing becomes different.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really, really cool.
So visually, one of the most just artistically stunning movies that I couldn't get enough of. I want to see it again in theaters. Just how the color scheme slightly variated between different places. The drawing style of the different characters to add into their play. Like, it really gave you this... If you're looking at a multiverse and you look back at, like, if you watch Doctor Strange, right? And when they traveled through all those multiverses, to be able to capture that kind of... everything is so different from the other. But I thought this was... I thought this was done in even a cooler way because everything was just slightly different than the other in a way that added to the characterization of the character from that universe.
Well, you're also talking about animation, so you do have a lot more leeway. But I think it's really cool. One of the other things that if people are worried about villain or this or that, the main villain Spot.
Well, don't say who or what the main villain is.
Well, everybody knows that this is what they're going with in the.
I didn't
in the media.
I didn't. Well, I avoided trailers though. So.
Right. So Spot, great villain.
Yes.
Great villain.
Yes.
Starts out really good, and the way he's done on camera, really good, and what he becomes, even better.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. It's a really... There's no spoilers to the people arriving late on Patreon. We're not talking spoilers.
Yep.
So just chill yourself.
No spoilers.
Chill yourself. But yeah, I mean, like, just the whole his story arc was fantastic.
Yes.
And I thought it was great. I thought he was really good. I will say, with all of the Spider-Mans that they had, I do have one huge gripe.
Okay, and it's not a spoiler.
It's a semi-spoiler. Who is not involved. There's no 2022 Neil Patrick Harris.
Okay.
Really upset about that.
Yes, there is. He was there.
What?
He was there.
No.
Yes, he was.
Stop.
I'm not kidding.
I gotta go see it again.
Yeah, you gotta go see it again, because he even had a speaking part.
He did?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It was quick.
Right.
It was quick, but it was like in and out, and the only reason that I know that it was there is because when you said Neil Patrick Harris, I remember the art style of that show, and I was like, oh no, that guy was there. That's Spider-Man, isn't it?
We actually I watched that series with the kids.
Yeah.
And that was a one season
It
series.
was quick, yeah. And it was great though.
It was right after the first Spider-Man movie came out, and it was supposed to be like a right after the events of Spider-Man the movie.
Yeah.
Neil Patrick Harris was Spider-Man. Lisa Loeb was Mary Jane.
Lisa Loeb was Mary Jane. That's right.
And Ian Ziering was Harry. And they had some other like cool pop-ins and stuff like that as voices, which were really cool. But yeah, oh man. Well, it gives me an excuse to watch again.
Right.
Because I will tell you, the first time, like I've only seen it once, you've only seen it once.
Yeah.
I missed things. There's
so many things.
There is so much stuff that is in that movie, and it's just fantastic. It's really, really good.
It's extremely well done. So visually, 10 out of 10 for me. Like I just thought, it was incredibly well done. Story wise, man, really, really well told, well done, wrapped you in, smart. Tied things in nicely. I also top notch. I really, really enjoyed that too. I was totally wrapped into it. When it was ending, I was just kind of like, oh man, like I didn't even realize this much time had gone by.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that's great. I will say, and this is, again, no spoiler.
Right.
But I will tell everybody, if you really want to get the most out of this movie, I suggest that you go see it as soon as possible before anything gets out about how it ends or anything that happens at the end of the movie.
Yes.
Will happen. Even the smallest thing that comes out about it is it's not going to ruin it in any way at all.
It's going to mess with the experience.
But it will take away from the experience of seeing it, because my experience from seeing it and then experiencing the people around me in the theater was a huge part of loving going to that movie and not knowing a certain part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I suggest people go see it soon if you can.
Also, because it is a relatively long movie.
Yeah.
I will help you all out. This is, again, not a spoiler.
Right.
There are no post-credit scenes.
Right. No post-credits, so you don't have to wait.
The credits artwork
is awesome. Is awesome, yeah.
So if you want to stick around for cool artwork, but if you're looking for story stuff, don't worry, no post-credit scene. Yeah. And I think it was smart the way that they ended it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yes.
Music-wise, I also thought fantastic.
They nailed it the first movie,
The first movie, the Post Malone song, kind of taking itself through the whole movie. This new one, I can't remember the artist.
Yes, I was just going to say, I'm going to go look up
I
the
knew
artist.
it a second ago, and I lost it. But again, great song, great music throughout, great vibe. I love how the movie opens musically.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's really, really cool, and a cool choice, and an interesting choice that they made also. So there's so much cool to experience. You're gonna see stuff that you've never seen before, and it's beautiful. You're gonna hear an incredible soundtrack, and the story is fantastic. If you're not a fan of animation, the story is still great. If you are a fan of animation, it's incredible.
Metro Boomin.
Okay, yeah.
He is like the main collaborator on. So like he's basically the anchor, and then there's a bunch of other things.
But very cool. So
yeah,
I think that's probably all we can talk about.
That's all we can really talk about right now
for that movie in general.
That particular movie. Timeout time.
How those balls looking?
You know what season it is, right?
I do indeed. It is time.
It is time for smooth sack summer. And how do I keep everything smooth, everything tidy, everything the way it should be?
Well, I don't know how you do, but I'll tell you how I do. Manscaped, buddy. You know it. You've been listening. You've been seeing the show. We've been talking about it. You know how much we love the crop mops. You know how much we love the lawnmower, but they have the Performance Package 4.0 now.
Where they did a little upgrade to the Weed Whacker. Weed Whacker is, of course, the nose and ear hair trimmer. It is now the 2.0, as opposed to the 1.0. Now,
That's one better.
I used the 1.0. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And then they sent the 2.0, and I said, how could it be better? It is. It just is. I don't know how they do it, but Manscaped keeps upping their game. And
I've been digging the lawnmower for a long time. Right. I like the skin safe technology. I still use the guard. But no. I have not once nicked a thread on the beanbag.
Yes.
Not once.
Yep.
Now you don't want to lose any beans.
No.
Everyone.
No, you don't.
You don't want to lose beans, and with other methods, oh man, you could lose a bean.
Yeah.
But not with Manscaped.
Exactly. And also, they are getting into the beard game. They've got their brand new beard trimmer, which is fantastic. So go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code BACONPOD, and that will give you 20% off and free shipping.
That's right. So don't forget to work on those testicles, your chesticles, and your cheeks. Keep them clean and ask yourself, what's your bacon? Smooth Sack Summer.
Another movie that's coming out that I'm super, super stoked about.
Yes.
We've got a few months.
Before we do that...
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to open this.
Go ahead and pour that.
I'm going to open this and pour us a little bit. Or I'll just be opening it while you talk about it. So you go ahead and talk about it.
Is the brand new Ninja Turtles movie. Teenage
Mutant
Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem.
Another animated movie.
Another reason why I wanted to bring it on and bring it up now, especially with Spider-Verse being out there. I do see a lot of criticism from people, kind of saying, oh, well, they're just ripping off Spider-Verse and this and that. And it's like, no, they're...
You mean the internet's mad?
Yeah, it's
oh my
so
God,
like
the internet's
it's
mad.
so ridiculous. But I think that this is very much a super welcome change to the franchise, because I think that with the animated one that they had last, it had too much of a tone of the original.
Sure,
right? Because it was like the original.
I can see that
3, and they
I liked
tried
it.
to kind of use it as a continuation.
I liked it though. I liked it.
They kind of did use it and tried to use that in the same canon. I mean, Michael Bay, like, hey, yeah, it was there.
Big bada boom.
Right.
Big bada boom.
Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan.
Yeah.
But this, well, first off, you got Seth Rogen behind it,
and he's a fan.
The dude's a fan. Dude is in our age range. He's gonna appreciate it. He's really, really smart, really great writer, and I don't think people realize that. A lot of those, like that core group of people that had those big movies in the early 2000s,
right?
How integral they truly were with the writing process and with the process of those movies. So like 40-Year-Old Virgin and Knocked Up and that kind of stuff.
These people are people that came out of the Kevin Smith era of movie making, where you're directing it, but you're also writing it, and you're also in the trenches, changing it while it's happening. Right. And
I think that's a huge thing that people overlook, is the fact that the director or writer had a script for those movies,
right?
But you had a lot of really great minds taking on the characters' parts, and they were going, nah, you know what? This, a lot of ad-libbing. So like, I'm living in this character right now. Right. So, this is what I think he would say, and they would just go line, and they just come up with different lines every time, and I feel like that is a really cool way to approach it. I think the style of animation is something that we haven't seen before. I know that there's been a lot of a lot of different animation styles that we've seen on like Nickelodeon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this is really cool that they're going back to teenagers actually voicing them.
Yep. I'm just jumping in the chat real quick. We got Def Chick 23 saying there's another Turtles flick happening. How did I miss it? There's only been a couple of trailers for it, and really they didn't, like, anybody that's a fan knew about it for sure, but like it wasn't something that was heavily promoted until it's starting to be now. I think this is the second trailer that just came out. Yes. The other one was a teaser. Yeah, so this is the first real trailer that came out. And so you can find it online. Jump in and check it out online. It's really good. There's also a really good breakdown of that trailer on the new Rockstars YouTube channel. That's really good that I checked out. And they're a really good channel for finding like breakdowns of trailers, movies, Easter eggs, like all that kind of stuff. They're a really good channel for that stuff.
New Turtles will be out in August.
Yeah.
But yeah, the approach to it, and even the story. So what I like about it too is they're not necessarily going with the Shredder story. They're not necessarily,
at least that we know.
Sure.
Right. At least that we know.
Well,
far.
That's not what's up front, right?
Right.
And then at the same time, they're not trying to create something else that's like completely out of left field, right? They're going the mutant route, which is really cool because, I mean, if you watched the cartoons, they had an insane amount of like characters.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of really awesome characters that they're creating that are like they've never gotten their flowers, so to speak. So to bring some of those to life, like, you know, you got like Mondo Gecko or or Leatherface, or you know, I don't know if he's in the movie, but like Dirtbag and all that kind of stuff. I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool.
It looks to me like there's, so the one thing with like Turtles movies and stuff, and even some of the criticism of the shows, right, were that, hey, if you were a fan of the comic or you were a fan of the graphic novel, you know, like the original Turtles, that everything strayed way far away from that and became like a thing for kids, which, get over it. You know what I mean? Like and I'll tell you what,
as things get commercialized, that's what happens.
And you know what? That cartoon was amazing. So let's not clutch our pearls on on the black and white. Like, the comic was amazing, absolutely amazing. I loved it. It was great.
I love it.
But for what it was, that show, man, that show was part of my life. You know, like it was amazing. And for a certain age group and for a certain demographic, that's their Turtles. But the cool thing about what I'm kind of noticing from the trailer and the teaser, that's what I'm basing everything on, right? Because I only watched this trailer because we were going to talk about it.
Right.
Otherwise, I kind of skip all that stuff. But what I did like about both those things is it feels like they're doing like a 60-40 cartoon comic.
Yeah, they do. They
Like
do seem to be pulling in.
They're
comic
pulling stuff in from the comic, and I think they're pulling in enough to where if you're a fan of the comic, you're gonna go, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'm in with this, and they're keeping enough of the show, which, let's be honest, was the more popular thing,
which is what everybody remembers,
right? And they're keeping enough of that to where it gets you excited, and you're going to be into it, and it might even drive some people to go check out the graphic novel or check out the comic. So 60-40 is about what I'm noticing.
Yeah,
From that, and I think that's like a sweet spot. I think that's just enough to where you're going to keep it kid friendly and you're going to keep it that lighthearted and that fun thing, but you're going to have some stakes and you're going to have some humor that you're going to have to catch, and you're going to have some themes that are more adult oriented to catch that too. So I think it's going to work all around.
Before we go any further, let's try this.
Let's check this out. Teeling before the ice decides to
Yeah.
destroy it. It smells like paint thinner.
Yeah, I got that. Okay. That's a thing.
It smells like paint thinner. Why does it smell like paint thinner?
Oh my god. Yeah, it does. It does. Like I put it up to my nose and
Yeah. Paint thinner and lighter fluid. It's giving me real vibes of, but the taste isn't paint thinner and lighter fluid.
Right. So if you go like this, yes, I am buying myself the Last Ronin. The Last Ronin is a cool.
I believe it's pronounced Ronin.
Ronin. Sorry, my bad.
It's all right.
Yes, but yeah, another great story.
I'm here to bring the samurai into this.
There is actually a really cool fan-made trailer for it that they used animation
to
create a trailer for the Last Ronin, and
it's
pretty badass.
Did you see the action figures that were put out of the Ninja Turtles in samurai garb that were like
recent?
No, they were older, but they were. I don't think they were McFarlane toys, but they were that kind of detail.
Oh, really?
And they were in like samurai outfits.
No, I did not.
Yeah, if you can find that, throw a picture up on the screen when you do. I didn't get them, and I'm pissed because I wish I did. But they were so cool. These samurai action figures. They looked so awesome. Yeah, that's them.
This?
No, that's not it.
That's
not it. Where are they?
I mean,
no, that's not them at all.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
That's not them at all. Where are they?
I mean, I've seen those.
No, these were like, maybe they weren't action figures. Maybe they were statues. I don't remember. I thought they were movable, but maybe not. Maybe that's it.
No, that's not it.
No, that's a pretty badass
Pretty
shredder.
Awesome shredder. Yeah, I don't see anything.
I'll have to look for it. I'll have to look for it and find them because I have to try and remember what they were. I had thought maybe they were McFarlane toys. Maybe see if there's a McFarlane Ninja Turtles. No, that's not them at all. It's too cartoony. Anyway, I saw these things. Maybe they were just like a one person made them, and I saw them because I saw them in a comic shop. So it might not even have been a thing that got made. They might have been somebody's.
No.
Somebody's.
I don't see 'em.
Somebody's design for the comic shop. I'll have to look for them. But I saw these things once, and it was all the turtles, and they were in like samurai gear, and they looked so cool. It was so hyper detailed, and they were just super badass. And I wish I would have got them.
Yeah. Better question: why do you know both of those taste like. He said smell.
I don't know what they taste like. I do know what they smell like.
Yes, because we've thin paint before.
I've thin paint before, and as a youngster, I had a little bit of a problem with fire. And I used to enjoy creating designs in lighter fluid.
Right, you draw on the concrete,
and then the concrete or walls or a bridge in the woods.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever suits your fancy.
Whatever would happen. But yeah, I used to have I had a little bit of an issue. I still do. Like, you sit me by a bonfire and I will just stare at it for hours.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Yeah. You give me some mushrooms and I'll stare at it for days.
Yeah.
And I will recreate every Ninja Turtles movie in my mind.
Yeah, you remember
in the flames.
You remember when Splinter showed up in the flames?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, here, right?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, I thought like in your backyard. I've seen a lot of things happen in your
we've had
in your backyard.
Yeah, a lot of stuff has happened back there. No, we've never had Splinter come from the flames and talk to us.
Maybe I have.
Maybe. It's possible.
I did sleep out on that bench once.
I don't know why you slept out there. I mean, I told you there's a place for you.
That's where I laid down, man. That's
good.
That's where I laid down. Sometimes you just lay down and that's where you sleep. That's how it goes. Yeah. Those days are behind me.
Yeah.
Those days are...
I mean, that wasn't even that long ago.
It wasn't. Maybe they're behind me. Maybe they're not. I don't know. I don't know. Man, we all just try.
Something else that I do love about the Ninja Turtles trailer is, again, all the different characters that are in there, but I bring it back to that 2004-2005 comedy team, the Judd Apatow crew. I mean, there's so many people who are doing the voices in this movie, and none of the Turtles are all brand new, young, up and coming actors,
right?
Who are
and
immediately going to be. They're all teenagers,
and they're teenagers,
and they're all immediately going to be made because of this.
Yeah,
which is really, really cool.
Or their lives are going to be ruined because of this,
right? But all of the villains. I mean, Splinter is Jackie Chan.
Yeah,
which is pretty badass.
Which is awesome. I mean, come on, Jackie Chan, Splinter.
They created Superfly, which is a new villain.
Yep.
Who I doubt will
just
be around very long because of Baxter.
Right.
I'm just thinking.
But I mean, Ice Cube.
Ice Cube is his voice.
Ice Cube quoting Ice-T in the trailer.
Video. Oh my god. Yeah. You got that. You got Paul Rudd. So many.
John Cena.
Maggie Q from those movies.
Yep.
Dude, there are so many good voice actors.
Yeah, it's gonna be super cool.
It's gonna be really, really, really great. So I'm looking forward to it.
Third Ninja Turtle movie to feature a pro wrestler.
Fun fact. John Cena is the same character that Sheamus was.
Yeah.
Because Sheamus was Bebop.
Yep. And then, of course,
Rocksteady.
Rocksteady.
He was
and then,
Rocksteady.
of course, we had Big Daddy Cool Diesel Kevin Nash as Super Shredder.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm curious because they are starting with the mutant story.
Yeah.
I am curious as to how they go about with the origins, because for those of you who have not read the graphic novel, the origins of the Ninja Turtles are that Shredder has died.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if they show that as part of the origin story.
Yeah, they could either go that route, or they could make Shredder not happen yet and do something else.
Yeah,
because I don't think I don't think they're going to have that, because I think they're going to leave Shredder as an option.
I think putting Shredder off the table at the beginning, where he has died and he's not on the table, going with the mutants, and then again going back to the comics, they immediately went to alien stuff with the Krangs.
Right.
And I think that if you create this mutant world and have that an option to be like, okay, well, that's where that sort of came from, you could immediately go into the alien world.
I can see that.
Because the aliens were the ones running TCRI.
Although, if I had to guess, I'm gonna put out my guess right now. I think in this movie, we meet somebody who at the end of the movie, we find out will be Shredder. That's what I think is going to happen.
I don't think we get that. I think especially again, when we're talking about the comics, TCRI was so integral in the ooze and the mutant stuff, right? And they had basically an army of Krangs all dressed up as humans doing the work there. So what if somebody that we know from the story unveils himself as Krang?
Also a good thing that could happen. I could see that too. But I think Shredder is still the because of the show. I think Shredder in the Foot is still the ultimate goal for villain.
Right. Well, that's a goal,
and I think that starts to get built in this.
Yeah.
Even if it's slow, even if it's a slow build, I think we meet somebody that later on will be Shredder. Maybe we see the end of the movie, something happen. Maybe we get an after credits. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
The world is our oyster.
Indeed.
It's going to be great.
It is our ooze.
All right. Time out. We've got all these awesome sponsors here.
Right.
Where can they find all the information out for that?
Oh, if only there was a place. If there was only
a portal.
A hub.
A central hub to do so.
A central location.
Wait. I think there is.
Do we have the technology?
Yes. Baconismypodcast.com is where you can find the best deals on all of our awesome sponsors, including Drink Wild Bills, Pod Decks, Manscaped, all of them. Go over there, find their promo codes. You always get the best deals. But what else can you get over there?
Well, not only can you get the best deals, and we'll always keep those up to date, you can also help out the show by grabbing some t-shirts, some swag. Jump over to the Bacon is My Fashion section. Yeah, there's a whole section. It's just there for you. It's there for you. You can check it out. We have nice t-shirts. They don't chafe. They're nice to the nips. You know I like that.
You know Jimmy's all about his nice to the nips.
I'm like the
shirts.
Drax of this show.
Exactly.
Know? I got sensitive nipples, man. I got sensitive nipples. If you have sensitive nipples, check that out. And you know what? How about your ear holes? You want to take care of those ear holes? Because you can find links to all of our episodes. How about your eyeballs? You want those eyeballs? You can find links to our YouTube, Strangerhood TV. You can check out everything right from baconismypodcast.com. It's easy. It's super simple. It's right there. What's your bacon?
I will say that when you go to this site, that will be your new bacon.
That will be your new bacon. Check it out.
And then the last thing on the docket here.
Yeah.
Predictions for The Flash. Because there are so many things that can happen here.
So here's where it's going to be tough for me because I literally have only watched one trailer for The Flash.
Well, I mean, we know what The Flash is going to be. It's an offshoot of Flashpoint.
Of Flashpoint, yeah. So I can
going
infer
by that.
I can infer from that. So I think they're going to use this as a well, okay. So I don't think that this Flash movie is going to have an effect that gets looked back on from in future DC movies. I think they're going to use it as a way to kind of move past the Snyderverse, but I don't think it's going to be in a way that it's ever addressed or ever a thing. I think it's going to be kind of like a book closing on that, and then we just move forward from there. I don't think it's going to be like Flashpoint, in which it's referenced, or when the Flash is there, he remembers it, or like that type of thing.
Well, I will tell you that the director has gone out and made statements basically saying that when and if there is a sequel to this, Ezra Miller will be the Flash.
Okay.
Which makes me wonder if, since they are doing this multiverse kind of thing, why couldn't they stop at this multiverse and have Ezra Miller join the current?
They absolutely could.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think they could use it as an out for the Snyderverse. For sure. That's obviously what's supposed to happen, right?
Right.
If that's the door closing on that. I don't know if they just completely abandon it altogether. And it makes me wonder if James Gunn's bigger plan includes going back to other Batmans, well, you don't really get. I mean, who do we have for Superman? There's Henry Cavill and you could do Brandon Roth.
Well, and you could also do the dude from Smallville.
Right.
What's his name? I can't remember his name right now.
Yeah.
That guy. He was great though. Like I'm not Tom Welling. Tom Welling.
Okay, right. I
just couldn't think of his name. Which Smallville Lex Luthor was one of my favorite Lex Luthors.
Yeah.
He was
awesome.
fantastic.
He was pretty awesome. Way better than Jesse Eisenman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't think that was Jesse's Eisenberg's fault.
Though. No. It was not his fault. But I think it's a way to just like open up the ability to have sequels to the past happen. I mean, shoot, you could open it up to like the Arrowverse.
Right.
If Steve Amell is like, I'm not coming back for another season. That's done. That's over. But you go, hey,
he came back to end the Flash show.
Sure.
Sure.
But that's a one-off.
And I'm sure he'd be open to a movie.
Right.
I'm sure
it's one of those things where it's like, hey, like this is already established. Let's not forget about the past.
Yeah.
You have Michael Keaton coming back as Batman, because maybe they're like, okay, well, let's not close the book on that. I think maybe it's opening up.
Do you think
and exploring those things as a possibility?
So do you think that at the end of this Flash movie that Michael Keaton is Batman? Or do you think that Earth is left behind and we're back on the one where Affleck is Batman, and then how would we move forward from there? Or do you think that everything changes and the only constant is Ezra, because that would make sense?
Well,
right? Because he's still there. He wouldn't change to a different person.
Right.
And even in this movie, in the different universes, he's the same person, even if Batman's different. And, there's a different... I don't want to spoil things. So other things are different. So do you... Like, Ezra stays the same. So I could see him being... left to possibly move forward as Flash, but coming back to a world where Affleck isn't Affleck, Batman's not Affleck, and all those other things have changed. Is Cavill in the movie? Is Cavill in the movie at the beginning, and at the end there's a different Superman? How we could use this to introduce a lot of new things and to really close off a lot of other things. Because it's your get out of jail free card, because it's Flashpoint.
I think
we don't need continuity because Flashpoint. You know what I mean? So they could do that.
I'm wondering if I'm really wondering if, and listen, James Gunn is super incredibly smart, right?
Yeah,
he's awesome. I'm wondering if he is truly going, okay, we're going to make an established connective tissue between this lineage of movies and that is it.
Right.
Or he's going, hey, let's use this to create connective lineage to any world. Any past movie.
Yeah, I think the fact
and
that...
then moving forward, like, yeah, he's going to do Brave and Bold, and he's going to do all these other things. But Brave and Bold, you can't create an origin story with that.
Yeah.
So what if he uses a past Batman and builds off that? Mm-hmm. What if, like the Superman thing, he's
well, the rumor is Brave and the Bold, Robin's going to be Damian Wayne.
Right.
So that means that Batman's been around a long time, and there have been 3 Robins already.
Right.
Right? So Nightwing exists.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Todd is dead and then not.
Yeah.
And then the other Robin. The other one. The one from Titans.
Tim Drake.
Tim Drake happened. And then we've gotten to... Well, and that's not the girl.
Yeah, the female one from Dark Knight.
Dark Knight Rises.
Returns.
That didn't happen, right? Because that's not there. Because Damian comes in the comics when Batman's younger. So then Damian Wayne comes in. So are you saying that you think that maybe Keaton is that Batman in Brave and the Bold, and we do an older one?
Maybe.
So then Flashpoint really changes everything to that.
Or it could be Affleck.
Could be.
Or it could be somebody else.
Well, how do you get to somebody else?
There's been...
Unless you...
There have been more than
erase...
just 2 people to play Batman.
Right, but how do you get to somebody else unless you... If Flashpoint is going to address everything, how do you end it?
I don't think Flashpoint is the I'm going to address everything.
Okay.
I think Flashpoint is going to be that way to go. We could start this story from
this
where it
Earth,
ended in 1997.
Right.
We can start Brave and the Bold after Batman fakes his death.
So you're saying all these movies will be connected, but not chronological.
Right.
Okay.
I think it creates the possibility of picking up on older stories and telling a story that is compelling. And you don't need a new Superman story. You don't need a new Batman story. You don't need any of that. It's a way to open that door.
I'll tell all you listeners right now, I don't need to see those goddamn pearls hit the ground ever again. I'm done. I'm done with the pearls.
I just think...
Cut it out.
I think we've hit a place and we're in this new, this new world, especially, you talk about Across the Spider-Verse and Into the Spider-Verse and the Multiverse of Madness and No Way Home and Flashpoint and stuff like that. And even like beyond, we're talking about like Deadpool 3 and at the end of Deadpool 2, he's time traveling. He's using you got Loki where he's traveling to different.
Everything has to do with Yeah.
It's a way to possibly pick like everything was always okay. Here you've got 3 movies, go
do them in order.
Well, now those people, some of those people were like, yeah, I'm not going to return to this particular role because I want more money and we signed for 3 and that's it.
Right.
And I think this is a way of opening up. I mean, listen, who'd have ever thought that in the year 2023 we'd be seeing Michael Keaton as Batman again?
Right.
Doesn't matter how old he is. He's Batman again. He's Batman. He's dressing up in the cape and cowl. He's gonna have action scenes, like regardless.
And he's gonna have action scenes that are way more intense than the action scenes that he had in his Batman movies.
Right. So, and you know, with computer technology and stunt doubles and this and that, like, Batman is ageless. Like, he could do whatever he wants. And you know what? In the comic books, Batman was ageless. He could do whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted.
Batman is our generation's James Bond.
Right. And I think that this is going to allow a way to open up the gates for James Gunn and whoever he hires to do things to be like, cool, you've got a Superman story. All right, you want it to be in the Christopher Reeves canon. Okay, well, Brendan Roth, he was trying to do that with that movie. Let's bring him back. Let's try and create the next movie in that canon.
So, see, I don't think he's going to do that. I think that's too much.
Well, that might have been a bad... that might have been a bad...
well, no, but like, I understand what you're saying.
I think in general...
And it's interesting, but I think it's going to be way too much to juggle to go, we're going to have an interconnected universe, but that also means that the Michael Keaton movies can continue from where they ended, and we'll bring people in to do that, and the Superman movies can continue from either of these Superman movies plus a new one, and we can... I think that's just... I don't think that's going to happen. I think there's going to be a 10-year plan, like a la Marvel, and it's going to culminate at something. Now, I think that it's possible that the first few movies are young, like Superman is going to be a younger character, but I don't think it's impossible to think that Cavill won't end up in one of the later movies, because I think it's still going to go through time, right? But I don't think... I think saying that, like, the Keaton universe also exists with the Batfleck universe, also exists with the...
Well, I mean, he's not gonna tackle it all at once.
Right, but I just think that leaves it too much. I think the problem with DC was that they were letting people do their own thing, versus saying, like, no, here's the vision, here's the story.
The issue with DC was, hey, Zack Snyder, here's your movie. Right? You got to do Superman. Right? And he did Superman. And he did Zod. And great.
Right.
And then they were like, well, you know what? We want to do a Batman and Superman, but also we want it to kind of become a Justice League thing. But I don't know we don't know where that's going after that. And he was just like, okay, cool. Like, I love comic books, so we'll do Death of Superman, and we'll do Dark Knight Returns, and we're going to put the Justice League together, and we're going to create 3 other heroes all in one shot.
Right.
And it's like, well, how do you do Doomsday right away?
Well, agreed. That was crazy.
How do you like? I thought the best thing to come, like, and not the way it was done, but like, I think the best thing to come of those movies was probably Ben Affleck and his Batman.
Yeah. Because
he was supposed to be that grizzled, older superhero who now is going, there's a bunch of metahumans here. Like, I'm just an old dude that does Batman stuff and my back hurts.
Right.
Like, this
but
sucks.
then you had all that, right? But then
it was just too much.
But then you had Aquaman, which was okay. You got to be in the same universe though. But
that's what I'm saying.
But you can make it look completely different. You can make it do completely different.
You had to create
and you have Shazam.
Cyborg.
And Shazam has to be in the same universe. But you can make it look and feel and be completely different. And then, we also have the Suicide Squad, which is in the same universe. But you can make it look and feel and act and be completely different based on your vision and do your own thing, because we don't have a Kevin Feige overseeing everything.
Yeah.
Which I also think is one of the problems that Marvel has been having recently, is that there's reports of Feige having issues with a lot of the directors and deferring to them and being like, okay, make the movie that you see in your vision. Here's where you have to connect it, but otherwise, kind of do your thing and let it be your thing. And we're not going to be so tied into this feel, look, and everything. And those movies have suffered for it. So I don't think James Gunn is going to do the same kind of thing. I think James Gunn, if you look at the Guardians movies, right, the worst thing that happened to James Gunn is that he had to deal with Infinity War, that series, killing off one of his characters without him being able to, like, they asked him, and he was like, okay. But then he had to go, okay, I'm doing Guardians 3, and now I'm doing it based on what other writers and other people did to my characters in a different movie. Mm-hmm. And so I have to come out of this and incorporate that. But he was able to look at it and go, okay, we're just going to interconnect it all, and we're going to make it make sense. I think he's too much of a let's interconnect it and make it make sense. The story now with the Guardians is heavily influenced by the fact that it's a different Gamora. That wasn't even in his wheelhouse until Infinity War. So whatever third Guardians movie he was going to make had nothing to do with that.
Right.
Who knows where that would have gone? But he had to pivot and make it make sense. So I see him as more as someone that's going to look at all these and go, okay, everything's got to make sense. Everything's got to tie in. So I don't think that he's going to be so open to, and I don't know. How the hell do I know? But, like, I don't think it's going to be a situation where it's like, okay, you continue the Christopher Reeve Superman, you continue the Batfleck Batman, and we'll tie them all in later, but those are different universes.
No, I don't think you're that necessarily, like, to just go, oh well, whatever, fuck it.
Right.
Is really the way he's going to go. Obviously, he's smart. He's a smart dude, and I do think that. That being said, that other worlds out can always be his out.
Sure.
Because the Elseworlds thing is now essentially it is under his rule. Right?
Joker and
so Joker,
and,
the Batman
and the
2.
Batman. Yep.
So all of that is under his rule. Mm-hmm. I don't see why there's any reason why somebody couldn't come to him and say, hey, I have this project and
I have an idea for a
Batman Beyond or whatever it is. And I want to bring back not Val Kilmer, but like I want to bring back George Clooney for Batman.
He'll be the Bruce Wayne in Batman Beyond.
Right. And I don't
Which, honestly, I'll tell you what.
Not hating that idea.
Saying it out loud, I was like, maybe not a joke.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that I think that he's going to be the person to be open to those kind of ideas.
Right.
And then, but at the same time, if he's, because he is going to have a hand in things. He is going to be a person that's going to create that direction. Okay, you want it to be a part of this canon, this world? Okay, cool. If we can leave it out of what's happening and then somehow again have it come back down and somehow, like we're talking Infinity War stuff, we're talking Flashpoint stuff. Mm-hmm. Who's to say there's not another Flashpoint? Because
very true.
There's a lot of Flashpoints.
That's true.
There's a lot of resetting in comic books.
For those of you that have no idea what we're talking about at all, the Flash is a character that can run so fast that he can go through time. And if he goes through time and changes something in the past, what it does is it creates a new scenario from that past, and it destroys the world that he left.
Right.
Right? and he moves on, and it becomes the new reality, kind of like how branch timelines happen in Infinity War.
Exactly.
Right? But in a much more destructive way to the world, instead of that being two timelines that go, one where something doesn't happen and one where something does, the one where something doesn't happen is destroyed. Right? So him going back and changing something like his parents or his mom not dying can have crazy effects where if you read the comics, it created an effect where it wasn't Bruce Wayne's parents that were shot, it was Bruce that was shot.
Right.
And therefore his dad became Batman.
Thomas Wayne becomes Batman.
And his mom becomes the Joker.
Right.
Because of their grief and their loss and all that kind of stuff. Which is an excellent story and really cool.
Really cool.
And not the story that they're telling in this movie. Yeah. But it creates a situation where like a whole different thing kind of happens. So that, I guess I should have probably said that at the beginning. Right. Instead of us. But, you know.
But the way
tangents happen.
The way this movie seems, I don't think that the worlds are being destroyed.
I don't know. The one trailer I saw, Affleck's Batman literally says to him, "You could destroy everything," and him saying, "This is the world I'm going to keep because this is the one where my mom lives." So I don't know. I don't know enough, but I'm just basing it off of ignorantly basing it off of those two statements in a trailer.
I'm not basing this off a trailer. I'm basing this off of a movie poster.
Okay.
There are two Flashes.
Well, yeah, he finds himself. That was in the trailer I saw too.
Right.
He finds himself.
But there's two Flashes. So how do you keep yourself from the other canon and you?
Well, clearly in the movie, he's not going to stay in the world where his mom lives. Right? He's going to have to, like in Flashpoint, allow her to die, which is probably going to create Reverse Flash, which is probably going to be him.
Right. Right, but they have two Flashes already. Right?
Mm-hmm. But they're both him.
But they're both him.
Because he went into a different Earth where he exists. He didn't go in the past. He went to a different Earth. I just realized that now, as I said it.
Right.
He doesn't go into the past. He goes to a different Earth. So that flies in the face of everything I just said. Yeah. So I have no fucking idea what they're going to do.
Exactly. I think this opens
Just
up
realize
a lot
that
of
now,
things.
folks. Just realize that now, that if he is in both places, he's not in the past.
Exactly. And therefore he
because
could he destroy a world?
He was young when his mom died. Right. So he went to a whole other Earth. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. I think Ezra Miller's going to be the Reverse Flash.
I wouldn't doubt that.
I think that's going to happen. Because he's going to decide that he can't stay there, and then that...
Ooh, wait. I think that the Flash, the Zack Snyder verse Flash becomes Reverse Flash.
Right.
So your initial main character becomes the villain.
Right.
And then whoever's in the world that is already there, being guided by Michael Keaton, is the one that... Ooh.
So then, do we stay... So does that become the new Earth Prime now? And if so, does Ezra Miller's Reverse Flash kill Flash's mom?
Oh, man. Oh, man. So many things.
Right?
To wrap your head around.
That would be a twist.
Wow.
That would be a twist. Oh, shit. writing movies would be hard.
I
understand why there's a strike. Support writers.
Yeah, right? Man, I just, I do have to say that I am looking, I know I talk a lot of shit about the DC universe.
Right.
I am looking forward to this Flash movie. I'm looking forward to seeing how they come out of it. I mean, I know Ezra Miller's got so much stuff going on.
Issues?
So much stuff going on.
He needs a hand.
I'm telling you, he's locked up in a Warner Brother executive.
Right. They're like, you will not
basement.
be on any interviews.
He's like, you're here, handcuffed to this radiator here in my basement.
We're sending no one out
until
for promo for Flash.
Until further notice,
right.
And I will feed you the finest steaks money has to buy, and you can shit in this bucket for as long as it needs. But you will not ruin this premiere,
right?
And they'll let him out at the premiere date.
I hope he's getting the help he needs.
Yes, yeah. I don't
yeah.
hope that he's chained to somebody's radiator.
Well, of course, yeah. We hope he's getting the help he needs.
Yes, but yeah.
If you ever want to come on the show and talk about it, feel free.
Yeah.
Open door to Ezra Miller.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll talk to you.
Hell yeah.
Bring your crazy here, my friend.
Hell yeah. But I think that James Gunn is going to open a lot of doors for a lot of different types of storytelling.
Yeah.
That's the way that I kind of see this. And I think it's a way for him to maybe keep some of the good things from the Snyderverse. Maybe keep some of the good things from Batnips.
Wonder Woman, man.
Hey, the door's open.
Dude,
I think as far
best thing to come out of the Snyderverse was Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. And the first Wonder Woman movie.
I think that, yeah, well, the second one, not so
Holy
much.
shit, that movie was incredible.
But not the first one. Not the second one.
Yeah, we're a positive Pete show.
Yeah.
The first Wonder Woman was incredible.
Yeah.
You don't even need to say anything about the other one. Pedro Pascal was in it. And he's amazing.
He's a great dude. Also,
he's the internet's daddy. Open invite. Come on down.
Yeah.
You like whiskey. I know you do. I watch your interviews. All of them.
Holy stalker. But I think it's going to open up a really cool door into the way that they do the movies, because Marvel's trying to do it.
Yeah,
they're buying everything up, and they're like, okay, cool, we're going to pay homage to the Spider-Mans,
right.
Deadpool thing. I mean,
you hear the writer's strike is destroying Deadpool 3 right now?
I know, because he can't ad-lib.
Yeah.
Which is the magic
Ryan
of all
Reynolds is considered a writer on Deadpool, and part of Deadpool is being able to ad-lib and do things and change on the fly to remain more current, and that's one of the things that they did. Well, if Ryan Reynolds reshoots a scene right now and ad-libs, that counts as writing, and writers are on strike, so you can't do it. You can film a movie right now with a script that's already done, as long as there's no changes to it. Right? And until the SAG actors go on strike as well. But because there's so much open, either they have to shoot it with no ad-libbing, or they can't do it right now.
Yeah. Which they're not doing with they're not ad-libbing anything. That's the option that they've chosen.
Is that what they decided to do? They're just doing it as is?
Mm-hmm.
And then when the strike ends, they're going to go back and do reshoots?
Hopefully.
Well, you know what? Maybe not hopefully. Maybe, honestly, maybe the script is amazing as is.
Right.
You know? How do we know? How do we know how many things would have been in either the Deadpools that we would have laughed just as hard at, or would have been even funnier?
That was on paper already.
That was already there. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we've hit a really, really cool spot in our fandom. Mm-hmm. And the fact that they're bringing our favorite characters to the screen, and then not just that, but like taking a generation of movies that started it all. Well, not started it all, but like really innovated the way things were done.
Yeah.
And here we are, some of them 20 years later, and we're able to see those same characters. I mean, Keaton was 24 years ago.
Wow.
Right?
That's crazy.
Right? Like, oh, no.
34 years ago. I was just like, wait, no, because Marvel's
34 years. Yeah. So, Michael Keaton, Ziggy, what's going on, dude?
What's up, man?
Michael Keaton was Batman 34 years ago. And now here we are.
Jesus.
He's in a movie again. I think that it's a really cool... And the fact that all this multiverse and different Earth thing and all that stuff is now acceptable and now a thing.
Right.
It really opens the door back up to being able to get those other people that we loved into that into our universes again. You know, man, if Christian Bale would do the Batman thing again, that'd be cool as shit.
I bet you they could convince him to do it.
Yeah. I mean,
could.
Hey, maybe not Christopher Nolan.
Maybe not Christopher Nolan.
But
yeah.
But it's
definitely not Heath Ledger.
Well, yeah.
What, too soon?
I will say the new Christopher Nolan what is it, Oppenheimer?
Oh, it looks great.
Oh, it looks so sick.
That looks really cool.
Christopher Nolan,
and I'm interested in that story anyway.
Right,
like,
right. That's a really wild story. I've read, I've watched some things on it and stuff.
Nice.
Wild story. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
But hey, man, you know what? Bring back Christian Bale. Bring back Cillian Murphy.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Cillian Murphy tried out for Batman.
I know.
Initially.
You can find that.
You know what?
Read through online.
Yeah. Put Cillian Murphy in Brave and Bold.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Come on, James Gunn. Let's do this.
All right. I like it.
I got excited about that.
You did. I like it.
That was a good one.
Give me a Willem Dafoe Joker.
Ooh.
Give me a Willem Dafoe Joker.
Ooh. Yeah.
Give it to me.
Yeah. Man, it just opens up the world.
Yeah. Which is cool, man. It's awesome. I think we're in a really cool place.
Yeah.
Where like, I think, I just think James Gunn's awesome. You know, we didn't do one of these about like Guardians. We talked about it a little bit, but
we did spoiler free.
We did, yeah, but it wasn't like in depth.
Right.
Now that everybody's seen it, cool, awesome. Then everybody knows how amazing that movie is.
Yeah.
And how amazing that trilogy is, and how great James Gunn is at telling a story. If you haven't watched Peacemaker, dude, go watch Peacemaker. Go watch Peacemaker.
Yeah, I think we're in a good spot, and
we're
and I think that all of this stuff happening, there's been a lot of talk, and you know, probably the past couple of years of superhero fatigue.
I don't have it.
I think that this is gonna really, once people start picking up, as big as this movie is, into the across the Spider-Verse.
Well, Guardians and Spider-Man and the new Spider-Man, those coming out now is a huge boost.
I think it's
to that.
Yeah, and
if it does well, I hope it does.
And I think it will finally kind of help the public, the general public, the general movie-going public, actually kind of go, because you always heard it. Oh, another Spider-Man movie,
right?
Oh, another one, another Batman, like this and that, and it'll kind of hit that switch of, hey, man, there's like 4 or 5 different Spider-Man comics coming out every month now.
And I'll tell you right now, for all of you that go see Across the Spider-Verse, I'm going to make a prediction of your thoughts at the end of this. And you let us know if I'm wrong. You hashtag what's your bacon. If you don't leave that movie with the mindset of, I can't wait till they make another one of these, then I just don't think that you watched it. So I will bet. What are we going to do?
I don't know. This is your bet.
We'll figure something out. Hit us up. Hashtag What's Your Bacon. Go see Across the Spider-Verse. And you let me know if you didn't leave that movie going, I can't wait to see the next one.
Yeah. I legitimately got a bunch of, like, 8-year-olds going, oh! What the F? Like,
oh, no.
Yeah. No, that's it. That's all I got. So
can't wait to see the next one.
It's going to be great. March 2024, baby.
Yeah, they're already ready to go. We got a question coming in. We got from our Patreon, Ziggy. What DCE you need is to hire for ILM for the effects. Having James Gunn and good effects should make for an awesome flick. Hell yeah, man. ILM is incredible. I didn't feel like anything in the Guardians movies. I thought they looked incredible.
Yeah.
So I don't know that they're lacking anywhere, but you get ILM and I'm on board. Like,
yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Love it. All right.
I'm wondering how James Gunn is going to do, and this, I don't mean to open up another discussion. We're not gonna, but I'm going to say, I'm interested to see what James Gunn is going to do with hugely popular main characters that people have a genuine, like, don't fuck with my guy thing, versus characters that are lesser known that he can bring to the forefront and make his way. I'm interested to see that. I think he's an incredible storyteller. I think he's got incredible story structure.
You are going to know immediately. You know why? Because we talk a lot of shit about the character, but he immediately said, okay, I'm taking the DC universe. I got Superman.
He's got Superman.
So you're immediately going to know how that plays out.
Yep.
Right away.
Yeah.
Because it's already.
So if Superman's making dick jokes, you know that, like, all right, that's just a James Gunn thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? But I don't think so. I just think he's an amazing storyteller.
Yeah,
and I think
is great.
He's going to be fantastic. I think it's going to be great. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. All the patrons, thank you guys for hanging out with us live. If you want to hang out with us live and do this live, patreon.com/baconismypod. You can jump on, and every Sunday we do this.
Podcast.
Bacon's My Podcast, sorry. We do that every Sunday. We jump on live with our patrons, and we do this. Plus, there's lots of other stuff over there on the Patreon for you if you want to support the show. If you want to support us in any other way, you can jump over to baconismypodcast.com, where you can check out all our sponsors.
Oh, yeah.
Manscaped and everything else, all the newest things. We'll get you some deals. We'll get you some specials. All that stuff will happen. Pod decks, all that kind of stuff. And then also jump over to Bacon Is My Fashion, where right now, chronologically, we are in Pride Month.
We are.
Right? We are here, and we have the brand new Love Is My Bacon, Bacon Is My Podcast shirt. If you want to bring up the graphic.
Oh, yeah, we have a graphic.
We have a graphic.
I got to get used to it. I will. By the end of the month, I'll get used to it.
We got it, because we're always proud. And a portion of the proceeds from all items benefiting Outright International. I'll get used to saying that so I can say it in one breath. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you for your support there. We love all of you. Hopefully this doesn't make anybody mad. If it does, stop listening to us. We don't need you.
Agreed.
If you love us, if you hate us, leave us a review. Let us know. Let us know what you think. Let us know who you are. Let us know what's up. If you do end up grabbing a shirt or anything like that from baconsonmypodcast.com, take a photo. Take a photo in it. We want to see pictures of you in the wild, wearing some bacon merch, some bacon swag, right? Let us know. We'll post it up. We'll post it up on the site. Hit us with hashtag baconismypod. And hashtag Bacon Is My Fashion. Either one of those things, we'll check it out. We'll see it. We'll find it there. I'm Jimmy G. You can find me at Jimmy G's Shoes on all the socials. You can find my band Craving Strange at cravingstrange.net. There you can listen to all our music. You can find us everywhere, including on Strangerhood TV, where all our videos and everything like that is, which is also where this show lives.
Yes.
Right?
You can also check out our collective musical endeavors.
Indeed.
Bacon is My Passion. It's on all streaming platforms and also on Twitch every Thursday night.
Live.
9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time live. We work out songs. We're balls deep.
We are.
In the
it's incredibly boring to
figure
people,
out.
And it's incredibly interesting to others.
We're trying to figure out how to play these songs again. Right. Because we started writing, we wrote these songs, 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And when we wrote them, we literally wrote them on the spot. We played them on the spot. We tracked lyrics and wrote lyrics on the spot. And then left them there.
Yeah.
And we are now trying to learn the songs again. And we're adding like fun stuff as well. This week we're gonna get to the last song.
Yeah.
And also we're gonna like talk a little bit about vocal stuff.
Yeah. It's super weird. And super cool, and we're learning it as we go. And the next time we do it, it'll be even better. And every time we do it, it gets a little better than the last time. So definitely check that out.
We're getting very close to rehearsals. Very close to rehearsals, which will be really cool.
Interesting.
Which might be less of an interactive thing. We might just have to do like pre-recorded stuff, but we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it all out.
Maybe we'll like Mystery Science Theater our rehearsals and talk about our dumb faces and stuff. Speaking of dumb faces, where can they find you, bud?
Me personally, I'm at me my own self, Mike. That is my personal Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, but also my band Something Heavy has a brand new single coming out.
Yes,
very, very soon. Just to Live Again. If you're a patron over on Patreon, you already have it.
Yeah, you've heard it already. I've heard it already. They've heard it already.
Right, but yeah.
Which great job.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. So yeah. That's all my things. That's all your things.
That's all
if
my
that's
things.
all our things are, then
so think about your things. Just remember to ask yourself every single day the most important question you can ask yourself.
What does paint thinner smell like?
Kind of smells like Teeling Irish whiskey, which doesn't taste bad, but it does smell like paint thinner. And also, ask yourself, what is it that makes your life a little nicer? What is it that makes you a nicer person to deal with throughout the day, right? Like, you go through your day and, like, you wake up and you're like, oh, I don't want to be up. And then you're like, oh, I got to do this. And then you go to work and you're like, oh, I don't want to be here. And then, like, you listen to something. Maybe you listen to this show and you're like, oh, they're so stupid, right? And then you listen to music and you're like, oh, they don't make music like they used to when I was a child. And, like, you're stuck up in nostalgia and you're like, oh, man, motherfuck. And... But what makes you nicer?
What's your bacon?
What makes you nicer?
Just chill, buddy.
Yeah. What's your bacon?
Cooler than you are.
World peace and peace and love and equality for everybody. Cooler than you are.